the Pete the Planner Show, answering your money questions, or another way to say it, your money questions, comma, answered. Here's what we're tackling right now. You like that? I like the cough. That was good. I was like, do you like that? And then you cough. We got to get a cough button. It's on back order, isn't it? Cough button?
It is. It's really bad.
All right. Can you afford youth travel sports? That's what we're answering. Dear Pete, I have got an 8-year-old son, and he wants to play travel baseball. My wife and I make $70,000 a year of household income, and I fear we cannot afford all that comes with funding travel baseball. Can I afford travel baseball? Brent. Hi, Brent. Thanks for emailing me. This is tricky. So I'm going to get a lot of hate email on this topic because people love to pay for youth travel sports. Let's get some disclosures out of the way, Nicole.
We got it.
First of all, here's what I'm not going to do to you for this particular question. I'm not going to create a hypothetical in which you and I are married.
Oh, thanks, Pete.
You're welcome. Here's some disclosures. My daughter does youth travel sports, so I feel like I got to say that, right? I mean, she does gymnastics. So I go to a gym and I watch a bunch of 9-year-old girls do gymnastics on a pretty regular basis.
But there's a track there, so you get a workout out of it, right?
I do get to go work out on the track and then get upset at all the people breaking the rules of the track. But
see, there we go. Loopholes. Loopholes.
yeah. So here's how I view youth travel sports. And I've written about this at length before.
At length.
At length. I have opinions. And here's another disclosure. My brother-in-law is the head of a youth sports program that is the best youth sports program in the nation. Okay, so Nicole, we're not going to go deep into this. Do you know this?
No, I did not know this.
I don't want to go any further than that because he didn't ask to be part of this show. But when I say that, this is not an opinion of mine.
No.
This is fact, and I got receipts.
And you got the receipt.
So after the break, well, I'll tell you about that. But it's true. I mean, he literally is the head of the greatest youth sports program in history, and I'm not kidding. It's true. Okay. So needless to say, he's able to feed his family, my sister included, because of youth travel sports. Okay. So those disclosures out of the way. Let's look at the ideal household budget. For those that don't know, the ideal household budget is ideally what you spend your income on. And it's you can find it at PeteThePlanner.com. I'll link it below for you if you're watching on PeteThePlanner.tv. And what we say in the ideal household budget is of your take-home pay, so after tax, after benefits, all those things, of your take-home pay, you can reasonably put 5% of your income towards entertainment. Okay, so let's just choose some numbers. Let's say your take-home pay is $4,000 a month. I'm going to do the math for you because I don't know where you're at in your life with math, but 5% of $4,000 a month is $200 a month for entertainment. Well, what in the heck does that mean? Well, that's up for you to determine. I mean, it can mean cable and internet. It can be going to Movie Pass. It can mean subscriptions to magazines if people still buy those things.
People still buy those things?
I don't know. It can mean dining out extra on top of your food expenses. It can mean all sorts of stuff. Like it really can. It can mean your kids' baseball expenses. It can mean anything. But here's the thing. The more you put into that category of the $200 you have to spend on entertainment, the less margin you're going to have for things like youth travel sports. Youth travel sports expensive. Like crazy expensive. And it's not just the fee to be in the league. It's the equipment that you need to be in the league. As I just bought my daughter a softball bat for local softball. What did I pay for that thing? $40? I don't know. Right? So it adds up. And then since her little hands are growing, I had to get her a bigger mitt. Had to get her bigger cleats. I'm like, quit growing. I start yelling at her, screaming, stop growing. Then I'm going to have to pay for therapy.
I was going to say, this is just really racking up.
So it's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff.
And with youth travel sports, here's the other thing. No, you're not just going to travel cross town to play a group of 9-year-olds.
No.
You're going to go 2 states away and drive by tens of thousands of 9-year-olds to play against these other 9-year-olds that are paying for new cleats every year. So that means all the gas mileage, it means staying in a hotel, it means dining out, it means all of these things. So youth travel sports will nickel and dime you, even if you got a bunch of money. If you got $70,000 a year of income and you're sort of the average American family, I don't know what the average household income was. I think it's in the 60s though. I want to say it is. I should know these things. You probably need to think, how much of that entertainment budget for your entire family do you want to use on youth travel sports? Okay, so let's look at the positive side of things, because sometimes people say, I don't do that. Well, in this moment, I am. Nicole, am I an optimistic? Am I a positive person? What am I? I don't know. I'm curmudgeonly.
You're upbeat.
I have a sign in our office that just on the big board that says you're early. So when people get
in and of itself.
So when you get to work, no matter what time you get there, it just there's this says you're early, and you're like, I did it.
I did it.
Some positive.
It's encouraging.
Here are the positives of youth travel sports, in any sports for that matter. You get to learn to play as a team. You get to learn to take direction and criticism and feedback. You get to learn motor skills, fine motor skills, and gross motor skills on top of that. You get to learn how to, be with other people. As a parent, you get to show a kid how to lose. I mean, isn't that an important lesson, to show a kid how to lose?
Absolutely.
I was an assistant coach for my 6-year-old son's baseball team. I should say. Told the kids to get in a line the other day so we could do some ground balls. And this little kid looks at me and he doesn't get in the line. Everyone else is in the line. And the kid says, my school doesn't believe in lines.
How do schools not believe in lines?
That is a different episode of the Pete the Planner Show. How does a school not teach a kid about lines? Like, you're going to restrict their life if they can't stand in a line? What is that? Getting off track. There are amazing positive things you can learn from youth sports. I mean, amazing. That this is a really dumb opinion. Every kid should be part of that. But that doesn't mean every kid should travel. It doesn't mean that you have, of your finite resources, enough money to travel for travel sports. That doesn't make you a bad parent. It doesn't mean you don't love your kids. It means you are not so fickle that you're going to make financial decisions based on the emotions in front of you, when some of those assets and some of that income can be better used to create stability for that very child and the rest of your family for years to come. Now, this is a really dumb way to put this, but that's never stopped me in the past. If you're paying for youth travel sports that you can't objectively afford, especially in the face of personal and consumer debts, maybe underfunding of a child's college education, in a way, this isn't fair, you're contributing to the amount of student loan debt your child will have. Because if you're not pre-funding college and leveraging compounding to do so, then you're creating a situation in which you will be a victim of interest via student loan. So if you're spending thousands of dollars a year traveling to 2 states away to play against other 9-year-olds and then drive home, as opposed to playing with the 9-year-olds in the local league and then funding college, what are we doing? What are you doing? This is a cultural problem. This is a shift in cultural resources and the use of those resources. If you're going to your 9-year-old, and you're not saying this to your 9-year-old verbally, but you're saying with your actions, if you go to your 9-year-old and say, we are going to sacrifice financially for you to go 2 states away and play against baseball against kids after we've driven by thousands of other people your age, you are saying that this trivial moment is more important than their future stability. This isn't, again, me saying sports are dumb. I love sports. I played college sports. I like to get that in. It's true. It's just saying that, you know what? We can't put youth travel sports on a pedestal at the cost of our stability. You just can't do it. So can you afford youth travel sports? Here's how you understand the answer to that question. If you look at all the entertainment costs you have within your budget, and with youth travel sports in there, you're around 5%, you're good to go. You got'd it. Now, let's say it's over 5%, and you want to move some of your other expense categories around to fund that, have at it. That's what the ideal household budget is supposed to do. Link below. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to say, I'm going to spend less on dining out so we can do youth travel sports. Have at it. Do it. That's what it's there for. However, if you're not willing to change your spending in those other categories, if you have significant consumer debt, and if you're blowing way past the 5% allocated to entertainment on a monthly basis, plain and simple, you can't afford it. And saying you can't afford it is not a shameful thing you say to your family. It's a powerful thing you say to your family that matters, that's responsible, that teaches them something. Saying we can afford something in the face of not being able to afford something passes on perpetually bad ideas. How about that? Coming up after the break, is a $195 cast iron skillet worth it? I'll tell you next on the Pete the Planner Show.
This is where I came from, Planet Lovetron, where we drop love bombs, funk missiles, and live in soul shelters. No helter-skelter, the heat don't swelter because everybody stays cool. Left many moons ago to bring the philosophies of my ancestors to another place. God picked the third rock, gave me to my earth family, and told me to create, and so I am. Pen in my hand, microphone on the stand, over vinyl I command and demand. Magnificence in an instance, I can make you dance, cry, or love. Fly as a dove, released from Everest. The fresh is fresh, and you can call me E.T. Word to John Tesh. Let me bless this harmonic presentation. It's amazing, so amazing. I'm the reason. Salutations, I bring you Lovetron greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Lovetron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it? The tinkling of the keys is an homage to the little star. I sojourn over poetic descriptions of sound and travel to my other world. Out of this world, spaceship on my arm took me home, fueled by the ink and the megabytes and the hypertext transfer protocol, stronger than the Skynet and the Terminator. I push faders into warp speed, glide with ease, creating a breeze they call a black hole. Event horizon, no rear view concerns. This I adjourn, in beats I burn. This I adjourn, in beats I burn. Salutations, I bring you Lovetron greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Lovetron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it?